It began before dawn, a quiet horizon, unaware that war was about to ignite. Without warning, missiles streaked through the morning sky, breaking decades of uneasy peace. Cities woke to the thunder of explosions, confusion turning instantly to fear. Across Eastern Europe, the air filled with smoke, sirens, and disbelief. NATO command centers lit up in red. The unthinkable had just begun. Columns of armored vehicles rolled through the mist, pushing westward with brutal precision. Fighter jets screamed into the sky, chasing shadows no one expected to face again. In the Baltic, fire rained on steel and sea alike. A new front was born. Inside NATO bunkers, voices overlapped, orders, warnings, desperate calculations. The alliance's defenses buckled under the sudden onslaught. Civilians fled through shattered streets, clutching children and hope. News anchors trembled as they spoke. The word war filled every broadcast. Air defense systems fired upward, painting the clouds with trails of white smoke. On the ground, soldiers fought inch by inch, faces blackened by dust and fire. In Brussels, leaders argued while sirens echoed outside the parliament walls. Across maps and screens, red zones spread faster than anyone imagined. Then came the call from Washington. America was mobilizing. In the Pentagon, generals stood over glowing maps, silent but resolute. Across the Atlantic, carriers steamed forward, decks alive with purpose. The president's voice echoed, "You want to feel real democracy? We'll show you what it means." Beneath the moon, bombers crossed the ocean, silent promises of power and precision. U.S. troops touched down in Europe, boots sinking into cold, rain-soaked soil. Crowds cheered in the streets, flags waved, hope flickered back to life. Screens glowed in command rooms, strategies aligned, unity restored. The first counterstrikes came at dawn, swift, surgical, unstoppable. NATO armor advanced under rising sun, engines roaring like thunder. Street by street, building by building, the tide began to turn. Drone eyes captured burning convoys. The offensive had stalled. At sea, American destroyers lit the horizon, precision meeting power. In Russian command centers, confusion turned to silence. On the front lines, the stars and stripes rose beside the NATO flag. Digital maps filled with blue, each target neutralized, each line reclaimed. Liberated towns erupted in joy. Soldiers embraced the people they'd come to defend. Surrender followed swiftly. Tired hands dropped rifles into the mud. From the Kremlin spires, smoke curled into a pale dawn sky. In Moscow streets, citizens tore down propaganda and embraced freedom. Across a polished table, pens signed what guns had decided: peace. Europe's night came alive again. Lights flickered on from London to Kiev. Reconstruction began, hands rebuilding what war had shattered. American and European soldiers shared a quiet meal, brothers in arms, now at peace. In cities across the world, candles burned for those lost and for hope reborn. Above the earth, dawn spread across oceans, a light no bomb could extinguish. Freedom had prevailed, not through conquest, but through unity. Nations stood together once more, bound by sacrifice and courage. Because in the end, democracy doesn't surrender.